One of the biggest challenges in warehouse operations is not always finding problems. Most of the time, people already know the problems are there. A damaged pallet, a broken piece of equipment, a safety concern, a housekeeping issue, a process breakdown, a staffing concern. The real challenge is making sure those issues get captured, organized, prioritized, and sent to the right people quickly enough to do something about them. That is what this video is about. I built an AI-powered warehouse issue management system using Make, AI automation, and workflow tools. The goal was simple. Take a warehouse issue report, have AI analyze it, categorize it, assign a priority level, log it, and notify the right people. Because in a real operation, issues can get missed very easily. Someone might mention something during shift change. Someone might send a text. Someone might write it down on paper. Someone might tell a supervisor in passing. But if there is no system behind that information, things can fall through the cracks. And in warehousing, that matters. Because small problems can turn into bigger problems quickly. A small leak can become an equipment failure. A housekeeping issue can become a safety hazard. A damaged pallet can become product loss. A missed communication can become a customer issue. So the idea behind this project was to build a simple system that helps make warehouse issues more visible and easier to manage. Now, before getting into the workflow, let's talk about the business problem. Warehouses deal with a lot of moving parts. People, equipment, product, orders, safety, quality, schedules, trucks, deadlines. There is always something happening. And because of that, issues come from everywhere. An employee might notice damaged product in an aisle. A selector might find a pallet that is leaning or unstable. A forklift operator might notice equipment acting strange. A supervisor might see congestion on the dock. A loader might find an issue with paperwork. A team member might report a spill, a blocked exit, or a missing tool. Those are all important pieces of information. But they are only useful if they are captured and acted on. That is where automation can help. The first part of the system is the issue report. This could be a simple form. An employee or supervisor enters the issue. For example, forklift leaking hydraulic fluid near the loading dock, or damaged product found in aisle 82, or pallets stacked too high near the freezer entrance, or employee reported missing labels on staged product. The form captures basic information like what happened, where did it happen, who reported it, when was it reported, and any additional notes. That becomes the input. And every good automation starts with an input. Once the issue is submitted, the workflow begins in Make. Make receives the report and passes the issue details into the automation. Now this is where AI becomes useful. Instead of just storing the issue exactly as it was written, AI analyzes the report and adds structure to it. The AI looks at the issue and determines what type of problem it is. For example, if the report says forklift leaking hydraulic fluid near the loading dock, the AI might categorize that as equipment. It might also identify that there is a safety concern because hydraulic fluid on the floor could create a slip hazard. So the system may assign a high priority. Now imagine another issue. Trash and shrink wrap found near aisle 74. The AI might categorize that as housekeeping. The priority might be medium. It still matters, but it may not be as urgent as leaking equipment or blocked emergency access. Now imagine this issue. Emergency exit blocked by pallets. That would likely be categorized as safety. And the priority should be critical. Because blocked emergency access is something that needs immediate attention. This is where AI adds value. It helps turn messy, human-written descriptions into structured information. Category, priority, summary, recommended action. That makes the issue easier to manage. Now let's talk about categories. In a warehouse issue management system, categories are important because they help organize the work. Some possible categories might be safety, equipment, product damage, quality, housekeeping, staffing, operations, maintenance, training, shipping, receiving. Each category tells the system what kind of issue it is dealing with. And that matters because different issues may need to go to different people. A safety issue may need to go to safety leadership. An equipment issue may need maintenance. A product damage issue may need quality or inventory control. A staffing issue may need operations leadership. A shipping issue may need dock leadership. That is why categorization matters. It is not just labeling. It is routing. Now let's talk about priority. Not every issue has the same urgency. Some issues can wait. Some need attention today. Some need immediate action. So the AI assigns a priority level: low, medium, high, critical. A low priority issue might be something like minor organization needed on a shadow board. A medium priority issue might be loose shrink wrap creating clutter in an aisle. A high priority issue might be equipment not working properly during active operations. A critical issue might be blocked emergency exit or major spill creating immediate safety hazard. The priority helps managers understand what needs attention first. Because in operations, everything feels important, but not everything is equally urgent. A good system helps separate normal issues from urgent ones. Once the AI categorizes and prioritizes the issue, the next step is logging the information. This could go into Airtable, Google Sheets, or another tracking system. The log might include date reported, reporter, location, issue description, AI-generated category, priority level, recommended action, status, assigned owner, date resolved. That creates visibility. Now, instead of issues living in texts, conversations, or memory, they are stored in one place. That matters because managers can review patterns over time. Are certain aisles having repeated issues? Is one piece of equipment causing repeated problems? Are housekeeping issues increasing on certain shifts? Are product damage reports coming from the same area? Those patterns are hard to see if issues are not logged consistently. But once everything is captured in a structured system, trends become easier to identify. Now the next part of the workflow is notification. Once an issue is categorized, Make can route it based on the category and priority. For example, if the issue is critical, send an immediate alert. If the issue is safety-related, notify the safety leader. If the issue involves equipment, notify maintenance. If it involves product damage, notify quality or inventory control. If it is a general operations issue, notify the supervisor. This is where Make's routing logic becomes powerful. Different issues can follow different paths automatically. The system does not treat every issue the same. It responds based on what kind of issue came in. That is what makes it a real workflow. Let's walk through an example from start to finish. An employee submits this report. Pallet jack is not stopping properly near the freezer dock. The form sends that report into Make. AI reads the description. It identifies the category as equipment. It identifies a safety risk because the equipment may not stop properly. It assigns the priority as high. It creates a short summary. Pallet jack breaking issue reported near freezer dock. It recommends action. Remove equipment from service and notify maintenance. Then the system logs the issue. It updates the tracking sheet. And it sends a notification to the appropriate person. Now that issue is not just a conversation. It is captured, prioritized, assigned, and visible. That is the value. Now let's look at another example. Someone submits several pallets stacked too high near aisle 71. The AI may categorize this as safety or housekeeping. The priority might be medium or high depending on the wording. The recommended action might be inspect pallet stacking height and correct unsafe storage condition. Again, the issue is logged and routed. Now imagine using this over time. After a week or a month, management could review the data. They might see that most issues are coming from equipment, or that housekeeping issues are increasing, or that a certain area has repeated safety concerns. That gives leadership better information. And better information leads to better decisions. That is where automation becomes more than just convenience. It becomes operational insight. Now let's talk about why I think this kind of project matters. Having worked in manufacturing and warehouse environments, I know that communication is everything. The floor moves fast, people are busy, supervisors are pulled in multiple directions, and when things get hectic, small issues can get overlooked. But those small issues matter. They affect safety, quality, productivity, employee morale, and customer service. So a system like this helps create consistency. It gives employees a clear way to report issues. It gives supervisors better visibility. It helps prioritize problems. And it creates a record of what happened. Now, is this system perfect? No, and that is important. This would be version 1. A real business would still need to test it, refine the categories, adjust the priority rules, and make sure the notifications go to the right people. The AI should also be reviewed, especially for safety-related issues. You do not want AI making final decisions without oversight in situations where people could get hurt. The goal is not to remove human judgment. The goal is to support better decision-making. AI can help organize information, but people still need to act. That is the right balance. Now, there are a lot of ways this system could be improved. You could add photos to the issue report. That would allow employees to submit images of damaged product, blocked aisles, spills, or equipment problems. You could add automatic escalation. For example, if a critical issue is not resolved within a certain amount of time, the system could send another alert. You could add a dashboard. That dashboard could show open issues, critical issues, repeated categories, and resolution times. You could add weekly summaries. AI could generate a weekly report showing the most common issue types, biggest risks, and recommended focus areas. You could even connect it to a maintenance system, a safety tracker, or a quality database. That is how a simple workflow grows into a real business system. Start with the issue, capture the data, use AI to structure it, route it to the right people, track the outcome, then improve the process over time. That is the core idea. And this is why I like projects like this. They are not just about AI. They are about operations. They are about solving real problems. They are about helping teams work better. And they are about turning messy information into something useful. That is exactly where I think AI automation can create real value. Before I wrap up, I want to ask you something. If you work in warehousing, manufacturing, logistics, operations, or really any business environment, what is one repetitive or frustrating process you wish could be automated or simplified? Leave it in the comments. There is a good chance I will build a future workflow video around that idea. Because almost every workplace has processes that could be improved. And exploring those real-world examples is one of the best ways to learn automation. If you want to see more practical AI automation videos like this, make sure you subscribe. I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday focused on real-world automation, workflows, and business AI systems. And I'll see you in the next video.